Welcome back to Midnight Tales from Beyond, where the veil between worlds grows thin and the impossible becomes terrifyingly real. I'm your host, bringing you stories that will make you question what lurks in the shadows after dark. Tonight's tale comes to us from the depths of obsessive love, a reminder that some bonds refuse to be broken, even by death itself. So dim the lights, settle in, and prepare yourself for a story that will make you think twice before answering that late night text. This is The Messages. The Messages. Sarah's phone buzzed at 3:17 a.m. She rolled over in bed, squinting at the screen through bleary eyes. The name made her blood freeze. Marcus. Marcus, who had been dead for 3 months. The text was simple. I miss you. Sarah sat up, heart hammering. Someone was playing a sick joke. Marcus had died in that car accident in February. She'd been to the funeral, had thrown dirt on his casket, had cried until her eyes were raw and swollen. She blocked the number and tried to go back to sleep. The next night, another message. Different number, same name. Why won't you answer me? Block, delete, repeat. But they kept coming. Every night at 3:17 a.m, like clockwork. Sometimes from numbers she recognised, his old work phone, his brother's cell, even her own mother's number. But always signed the same way, always from Marcus. I'm waiting for you. You said you'd love me forever. Come find me. Sarah stopped sleeping. She'd lie awake, staring at her phone, waiting for 3:17 to crawl by in agonising silence. When the message inevitably came, she'd feel both relief and terror. Relief that the waiting was over, terror at what it might say. She changed her number. The messages followed. She threw away her phone and bought a new one. Still, they came. You're losing it, her sister Emma said over coffee, dark circles visible under Sarah's eyes. Grief does strange things to people. Maybe you should talk to someone. But that night, Emma called Sarah, voice trembling. Sarah, did you send me something weird? It's from your number, but it doesn't sound like you. Sarah's new phone sat on her kitchen counter, untouched. She picked it up with shaking hands and opened her messages. There it was, sent from her own number to Emma at 3:17 a.m. She can't hide from me. Tell her I'm coming home. Marcus. The room felt suddenly cold. Sarah's breath came out in visible puffs as frost began forming on the windows, even though it was July. That's when she heard it, the sound that had haunted her dreams for months, the creak of Marcus's old leather jacket, the specific way his shoes scraped against the ground when he walked, footsteps in the hallway. Sarah grabbed a knife from the kitchen drawer, backing toward the living room. The footsteps stopped right outside her front door. The doorknob turned slowly, but she'd locked it. 3 deadbolts, a chain and a security bar. The door opened anyway. Marcus stood in the doorway, exactly as he'd looked the day he died. Same clothes, same gentle smile that had made her fall in love with him 2 years ago. Except his neck was bent at an impossible angle, and his skin had the waxy pallor of the grave. "Hello, sweetheart," he said, his voice like wind through autumn leaves. "I told you I was coming home." "You're dead," Sarah whispered, the knife trembling in her grip. "I saw you die. I buried you." Marcus took a step inside, his head lolling sickeningly to one side. "Death is just another place, Sarah, and I've been so lonely there, so very lonely without you." The temperature plummeted. Sarah's breath came in sharp, painful gasps as ice crystals formed on the walls around them. "I never stopped loving you," Marcus continued, moving closer. With each step the sound of breaking bones echoed through the apartment. "Even when you started seeing David, even when you moved into our apartment with him, even when you threw away my things like I never mattered." Sarah's back hit the wall. She'd forgotten about David, about how quickly she'd tried to move on after Marcus died. Guilt crashed over her in waves. I had to move on, she sobbed. You were gone. But I never left. Marcus reached out with fingers that bent backward at the joints. I've been watching, waiting, every night at 3:17, the exact time I died. I've been trying to reach you. His touch was ice, burning cold against her cheek. Where his fingers traced, her skin began to blacken with frostbite. Come with me, Sarah. We can be together forever now. No more loneliness, no more pain. Sarah looked into his eyes, still the same warm brown she'd fallen in love with, but now reflecting something vast and hungry and utterly wrong. I can't, she whispered. Marcus's gentle expression twisted into something terrible. You don't have a choice. The lights went out. In the darkness, Sarah felt dozens of hands, all ice cold, all wrong, reaching for her. Marcus's voice multiplied, echoing from every direction. You said you'd love me forever, Sarah. Forever means forever. She ran, crashed through her apartment door and down the stairs, the knife forgotten on the floor behind her. The hallway stretched impossibly long, doors multiplying on either side, all of them opening to reveal Marcus standing in each doorway, his broken neck flopping as he turned to watch her pass. Sarah burst onto the street and kept running until her lungs burned and her legs gave out. She collapsed on a bench outside a 24-hour diner, gasping for air. Her phone buzzed. 3:17 a.m. You can't run from love, Sarah. I'll always find you. Tonight, tomorrow, every night until you come home to me. Marcus. Sarah looked up at the diner's windows. In the reflection she could see him standing right behind her, his head tilted at that horrible angle, smiling with lips that had gone blue with death. She closed her eyes, and when she opened them, he was gone. But her phone buzzed again. See you tomorrow night, sweetheart. Sarah realized with growing horror that this was just the beginning. Marcus had found a way back, and he would never stop. Love, she understood now, could be more terrifying than hate. Love could follow you beyond the grave, could twist into something possessive and consuming. She thought about David, probably lying asleep in their bed, unaware that he was about to become part of Marcus's jealous obsession. She thought about Emma, about her mother, about everyone she cared about becoming pawns in a dead man's twisted game of devotion. The diner's neon sign flickered above her, casting eerie shadows that looked remarkably like Marcus's silhouette. Sarah clutched her phone, knowing that tomorrow night at 3:17 a.m. it would buzz again, and the night after that, and the night after that, forever, just like she'd promised. And so Sarah learned that some promises echo beyond the grave, that love can become a prison with bars made of memory and obsession. In a world where we're always connected, always reachable, perhaps the most terrifying thought is that death might not disconnect us at all. What would you do if your phone buzzed at 3:17 a.m. with a message from someone who should never be able to send one again? Would you answer? Would you run? Or would you, like Sarah, discover that some calls you can never truly decline? Thank you for joining me tonight on Midnight Tales from Beyond. If this story has left you sleeping with one eye open, then I've done my job. Remember to subscribe for more tales that blur the line between the living and the dead, and hit that notification bell. You never know when the next story might find its way to you in the dead of night. Until next time, keep your phones close, but maybe not too close. Sweet dreams. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own supernatural encounters in the comments below. Your story might just become our next midnight tale.